Before I let you go, I'm sure you want to hear the latest on the coronavirus from our perspective, or frankly, just more my perspective. You know, I've long been concerned about the coronavirus in China. I thought there should be steps taken to restrict access, and the president did that pretty darn quickly, relatively speaking. And we need to take it seriously in terms of restricting travel and things like that. And there have been some steps that have been taken that I don't necessarily object to. But what I do object to is the whole country being shut down. Our economy is being killed as we speak. The government is talking about hundreds of billions of dollars in just writing checks to people, delaying the payment of taxes and things like that. You know, some of which maybe work and may be useful to some people who are facing economic disastrous consequences. But it isn't enough. We've got to get the country moving again. And the president and the governors, you know, and it just goes to show you that, you know, it's reassuring to see the president, you know, the president's doing a good job. You have Democratic governors who we may disagree with on all sorts of issues. But Andrew Cuomo and Gavin Newsom, they seem, you know, I don't agree with everything they've done, but they're obviously taking it seriously and they're trying to work to protect their people. I may disagree with the specifics, but it goes to show that when there are serious issues, the government needs to take things seriously, no matter whether they're Democrat or Republican. And that sometimes the party that you disagree with, and I'm talking to you Republicans, and the party you disagree with, and I'm talking to you Democrats, they may do the right thing, and you got to acknowledge that. But I think things have gone on too long in terms of suppressing our economy, and we've got to take into account the dire consequences of the continued shutdown of America. I don't want people to die unnecessarily from the flu. I don't want to get people sick from the flu or the coronavirus. But if people don't have jobs, if businesses are destroyed, that has health consequences as well. A poorer country, a country in a deep recession or depression, people will die from that too. And there have been these advances with this malarial drug and other drugs that seemingly can treat the worst aspects of the coronavirus symptoms, especially those who are facing acute situations. I think that's more than enough reason to start reopening the country. I appreciate the efforts of the public health officials, but you know, Dr. Fauci, for instance, was saying it could be several more weeks before we get the country open again. That simply can't be allowed to happen. We've got to get the country moving again. It's the only way to rescue the economy. And frankly, when it comes to the long-term public health of the nation, a strong economy is the best way to protect it. And it doesn't mean you can't take significant steps and continue significant restrictions to secure the public health, whether it be at the border or internally. But we've just got to get people moving back to their offices, back to work, back to school in a regular, organized way while taking into account the public health risks. Because I don't want the cure to kill the patient, which is what I'm concerned about. So those are my quick thoughts. And of course, Judicial Watch is doing Freedom of Information Act requests and other things about the coronavirus, and we've been investigating it. My colleague, Chris Farrell had a great interview with Stephen Hatfield, who is an expert on epidemics like this and pandemics, and I encourage you to watch that YouTube video. So we're tracking it as carefully as we can. Judicial Watch, as I can show you, we're still trying to do our work. I think our work is essential, don't you? I don't want to shut down Judicial Watch for weeks and months. The FBI told us the other day, no FOIA. Their FOIA operations are shutting down at least until March 30th. So no government accountability. Well, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I mean, we're seeing reports of people's businesses who they put their lives into just being snuffed out. And every day this happens adds to the calamity. It's got to stop as soon as possible. So I encourage the president and the governors, what the silver lining of this coronavirus is, it exposes the fact that we have a federalist system, and the genius of that federalist system. But the governors and the president and members of Congress, to the degree they're considering all of their spending proposals, they need to take a deep breath, make informed judgments. Yes, listening to the medical experts, but remember there are a variety of views about whether or not to continue this suppression of our nation. There may be constitutional issues about restricting people's movement after a period of time here as well, and we'll be looking at those. But this can't go on forever. It simply can't. And by forever, I mean any day past today is too long in my book at this point. We've got to get people back to work. I fear for the future of our country if we don't do it soon.